Hey guys, welcome to a DLC Spotlight with me, Bradam73. Today we are looking at the farming-simulator.com. This is the official farming simulator website in English. But today something special and something new is on it. Today is December 11th, 2014, and the first DLC, the first vehicle DLC for Farming Simulator 15 came out today. So if we go up here to click on DLC, we'll notice under the Farming Simulator 15 category, don't confuse these DLCs down here because these are for Farming Sim 2013. But under Farming Simulator 15, we notice the ITRunner DLC. Let's go ahead and click on that. Now this is actually a trailer right here. You can see in the top left, well, now it's the top left picture. It's actually what they call a hook lift trailer. It's got this big hook here on the top, which we'll see in just a moment. And you can actually connect all these different like trailer containers up to it. There's a Bergman chaff container. So for example, like if you're chaffing with the Corona Big X, or there's a slurry tanker which you can use to tank and spray slurry. There's a manure spreader, a bale transporter, a wood transporter, and 2 grain transporters. This one's it's called a skip, but it's just a smaller version of the bale, or the grain tippers. So it runs $9.99 US. Check your local currencies. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit less in pounds and euros, but check your local currency, see what it's selling for, and if you think it's worth it, pick it up. But let's jump into the game really quick, and we'll take a look, and then I'll give you my final thoughts, as well as a quick demo, actually, before I give you my final thoughts. So let's go do that right now. Okay, so here we are with the ITRunner on the far left. We've got the skip trailer, then the larger trailer. We've got the forage wagon. Well, it's not really a forage wagon, but it's like a chaffing container, I guess. Followed by the was it the manure? Yeah, it's the manure spreader, the slurry tanker / spreader, and then this one, this is the bale transporter, and then the wood transporter. Those kind of look similar, but are indeed slightly different. So again, there's the back of the slurry tanker. There's the nozzle the slurry sprays out of. It's actually kind of cool. It kind of sprays left and right, but boy, it goes really fast. Here's the back of the manure spreader, I think. Yes. This is the back of the chaff container, and then the large tipper and the small tipper here. Now here's the trailer, and we'll do a quick run around. There's your hook. Whoops. There's your hook right there. Let's see if I can get this kind of squat down. That's actually what latches on and grabs these transporters, or the transport containers, and actually hauls it up onto the bed here. And they've got the some pretty cool manual controls. Now we don't actually use these. Whoops, we don't actually use these controls. They're just there to decorate the trailer, but they look pretty cool. You've got the big pistons that are responsible for actually lugging that thing up here, and some extra tanks, and this is probably like a hydraulic reservoir or something like that. It's got some wheels on the back, obviously, some nice textured fenders there for the wheels. You've got a beacon here on the back, got the nice brand name. This is an actual real brand name. You can actually look it up on Google. Just search for ITRunner if you guys want to know. I think it's an Italian company. They've been doing these types of hook trailers for, I don't know, probably 30 years or more. So that's kind of cool. But let's go ahead and jump up here in our tractor, and I'll show you how I want to, we load these up really quick. And actually, let's go ahead and turn our HUD on, since I went back a little bit too far. There we go. And let's see if we can, what's a good one to try to pick up. I guess they're all pretty cool. The slurry tanker looks pretty cool though, so I'm gonna go pick that one up. Downside, I've actually played around with this all day today, kind of getting used to the different trailers. I think the one I actually like the most so far is the logging trailer. The slurry tanker is pretty cool too, but I just don't know how useful it's going to be. All right, so the first thing we need to do to pick up this slurry tanker is to extend the arm. So you can see in the top left it says hit the X to extend the arm. So I'm hitting the X, and I think if I jump out, it will freeze. So let's hit the X, keep that guy going back. Now if I'm going to try to line this up a little bit better, and eventually I should get it should change to attach at the upper left. There we go. So we will hit Q to attach. Now if we jump out, we can see what's happening here. We can see how the arm, hello, what's going on here? There we go. You can see how this arm hooked onto this bar on the trailer, and all these different trailers have the bar that it grabs. And let's go ahead and jump back in. Now all we need to do is hit X, and it's going to load the container right up there for us. And now we can pull it around. Just acts like a normal slurry tanker trailer. We could leave it like this if we wanted to, or just buy all the different attachments and use them as we see fit. The only thing that was kind of tricky, and I actually didn't get this at first. I thought, oh my god, this mod is it's like defective, but no, it's not. Is actually unloading the trailer. So as you can see at the top left, under X, next to X, it says drop off container. So we want to drop it off, right? So first thing I thought to do, well, I'll drop the trailer off and it'll, roll back, or we can pull forward a little bit if we need to. And then I thought, I'll hit Q and drive away. Oh, wait a second, what's going on? Actually, what you'll notice down at the very bottom right corner, just left of the little 52 down there, is our picture of our little tractor. And there's actually, you can see me cycling through the different attachments. We've got the front weight, we've got the trailer, and we've got the tanker. So you actually have to manually select the container that you want to drop off in order to drop it off. So now if we look at the top left, we can see next to the Q, it does say detach. So we hit Q to detach that. We can see that it's set down. We can hit X to retract the arm, and then we can move along. So if you guys were having trouble figuring out how this worked, like I was at first, that's actually how it's done. Overall, I'd say as far as like the look of all the different trailers, I'd give it a standard, 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. I think all the pieces of equipment, they do look nice. Maybe not quite as nice as some of the in-game stuff, but I can't fault it too much. I do like the textures. You can see the, like the little gratings here. You can see the chains inside there, and all those things move. This is actually the manure spreader, so you can see the little spreader wheels which spin when you use them. And the tippers are pretty standard. I mean, they're just kind of big things to put grain and everything else in, wood chips, whatever you want. But as far as like the economics of, are these things really worth it in game? That's kind of where I run into a problem, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to look back here at the store. And we have to go into tippers because that's where the ITRunner is. Now this thing by itself is 55,000 euros, not even including, a container. Let's say this grain container, which is another 42,000 euros. That's what, 97,000 euros for this trailer, and it holds 45,000 liters of crop. Now, the next expensive trailer is 98,000. It's 1,000 euros more, and it holds 59,000. So quite a bit more grain there. If we look at the skip, that's $75,000. That's right, or euros. Yeah, 55 plus 20,000. That's 75,000 euros, and it only holds 18,000. That's less than the AgroLiner, which holds 21,000 at 24,000 euros. So, economically speaking, these things don't really make that much sense. Let's see, going to the manure spreader holds 24,000. It's 52,000. The Strautmann for 71,000 holds 32,000, so that's more than the Farm Tech. But we got to remember, we're already paying 55,000 euros, so that ups the price to 107,000 to get the manure spreader, when we can get a bigger one that holds more for less money. Going from 24 down to 15,500 liters, we can go with the Ursus, and then the paltry 68,000 or 6,800 liters there for 17,000. So it's still a toss-up. Now, one thing where this guy might be useful is, let's say you want to bank your manure. Your manure pile is full, it's at its maximum, and you want more. So you can buy these, and you can actually set them out on next to your wherever you're going to keep your manure, or at different spots around the field if you so desire. And then when you need those manure, those tanks of those containers of manure, you can drive out and pick them up. I haven't seen any in-game missions where it's like we need some manure at the grain yard, or or the train yard, or wherever. I have not seen any in-game missions for manure or slurry. The slurry tanker is kind of the same way. It only holds 15,000 liters, which is nothing. I mean, the cows can produce that in, if you get 50 or 60 cows, they're going to produce 15,000 liters a day, probably. Maybe 10,000, but you're going to rack up manure really, really fast. So if you're not already using it for fertilizer, with like the Kottke or the Fliegel, it's who knows, and it's expensive. 55,000 plus 34,000. What? That's 80. Is that 89,000? I think euros, and 75,000. You get one that holds twice as much, and it's you don't have to go and fetch it all the time. So I'm really kind of baling, the baling trailer. It's cheap. It's cheaper than the in-game. Not by much, 3,000 euros. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think this holds any more. It doesn't really say how many bales, but I'm assuming they would be fairly comparable to whatever's in game. Let's see here. The wood chipping trailer. The wood container here, it's also cheap, 9,000 euros, and I think that this one is possibly the most useful, especially in a multiplayer environment, because you can drop a couple of these off. Let's say you have one guy, he's the runner. He's going to be picking these up and taking them to the sawmill, right? To pick up, or to sell, I'm sorry. And let's say you've got different people at different areas of the map. Well, everybody's got a Ponzi scorpion. They can just, grab logs, line them up with the trailer, and chop them right in the trailer. You could do 7-8 meter segments, and then once it's full, I mean, heck, you can fill it all the way to the brim. And if we go back and look at how high this thing is, you can fit quite a few logs on there. It's kind of hard to see or hard to imagine because we don't have a frame of reference. But the 8-meter logs are going to come out like pretty much to the end, especially if they're bumping up against the head of the trailer. The only downside to that, though, is if we go back into forestry equipment, you can still buy the Flegel Timber Runner, and it's basically twice the length, though the little supports on the side are not quite as high. So, you know, we might be down to splitting hairs as far as which one can actually carry more timber. So I don't know. I don't know. Is it worth the $9.99? In my opinion, no. Save your money. I don't think it's worth it. If it goes on sale for like $5 or maybe $2.99, if $2.99, it might be worth it. But I mean, just in game, it's not really even worth it because these pieces of equipment are really expensive to run. Now, in the real world, I could definitely see a benefit of having these type of trailers because you could actually rent out the modules for storage purposes or something like that. And you know, somebody could have a rental company where they actually come and pick these things up. And what's this say on the front? Oh, ITRunner. Okay. But you know, in the game, like I said, unless you're really doing multiplayer, and even in multiplayer, in my opinion, it's kind of a toss-up. But you know, for $10, you know, I'm spending my money, so you guys don't have to. That's really about it, guys. Let me know what you think. If you found this video informative, if it helped you to make the purchase or not to purchase decision, please hit the like button. Please share it so other people can see everything they need to know about this mod. I have not known any or seen any bugs yet. Matter of fact, I did read some reports where people were having issues with logs sliding out of the back of the log trailer. I did not experience that. I actually did test it out. Since this mod does require version 1.2, I did make sure that I cut logs new under the 1.2 patch in Farming Simulator. So you know, make sure you update to the latest patch, otherwise it won't even run. But you know, if you find this useful, you know, be sure to like it, be sure to share it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you guys going to buy it? Are you going to wait? Maybe find it on sale, or no, you're not going to buy it at all. Let me know. And as always, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel, to my channel, BradM73 Gaming, for this and more informative videos on Farming Simulator and many other games. Guys, I really appreciate it. You guys taking the time to watch and hang out with me and check out this new DLC from Giants. I'm BradM73. We'll see you next time. Bye for now, guys.